This is Bane Parker, and we're going to discuss funeral home marketing with instant results. My skills, combined with a compatible funeral home such as yours, would allow us to dominate in your market, and I can prove it. I've helped an associate of yours, who isn't even a funeral home, do more with less of a reputation. After reviewing the presentation, please work with me to move forward with no further delay. Side note, I am passionate and serious about my service. Notice I've invested time and money for over a year in domain name registration, hosting fees, and labor from my staff to get to the point that I could earn your business, not take your business like a company that says, hey, give us 50% down and you'll hear from us in about 6 months and we'll see what we have, and then you're not happy with the results. No, no, no. I do everything I can to ensure that you're 100% satisfied before moving forward so that I can build a long lasting relationship to prove to you that I'm an asset to your company. It's not uncommon for a firm to, charge, crazy upfront fees and you be dissatisfied. So take that into consideration with my request to move forward. So now, who is actually searching for funeral home services? Well, when a family's at need and they search for a funeral service, they either are looking for the cheapest service, they have already made arrangements, or they go word of mouth. So that's when somebody's, when they're looking for a funeral service, they're already at need, they've already made their arrangements, or it's word of mouth. There are other scenarios, but I think you would agree that those fit most cases. So you want to be able to get the people who are not even thinking about a funeral, so that way they can become a pre-need. You want to get the people, if they are an at need, they've seen something with your name where you have name recognition to where they can trust that your organization can be able to handle the task needed beyond your existing reputation. I'm talking about getting new customers. So uh, you already know part of my marketing is being able to give people something different. So there's a saying in marketing, WIFM, what's in it for me? So whenever a customer goes to your website, they see your logo, they see your location, they see your services and all of this, but what's in it for them? Well, that's where I come to stuff like this. Whether you have a fancy design or a simple design, just simply having an obituary for a person to be able to download and print if they didn't have enough obituaries at the service for them to be able to view gives them a reason to go to your website, and then it gives them a reason to also share your website link. So remember, this client right here isn't even a funeral home, doesn't have a physical location, and is doing far better than some small funeral homes combined in the Houston area. For search engine optimization, usually when somebody looks up the name of a deceased, legacy or dignity comes up. Let's see what happens whenever we look up the name of a deceased for one of my clients. This one, the YouTube video that we created, Loving Memories Mortuary, which is the site that I put the client's digital obituary on. See, this is my work. We have the video, and then the video gets more traction, gets more views and more traction from a different audience. Now, the only difference is whenever this client puts up videos, they do not use the format that I like to use. And the format that I like to use is putting our web address first. And instead of having the obituary here, putting the web address here and then forcing the viewer to go to our actual website. YouTube is not who I'm marketing for. I'm marketing for our own clients. I'll show you that later. So again, I see Love and Memories, YouTube, Janice Hicks, but there's no dignity or legacy. All right. Constance Marie Parker, Beloved Memories, Janice Hicks. Beloved Memories is my client as well. And we're giving something to the clients that is not normal, you know.
Connie would like to let
a
you
member
know
of the
that her
family's
work here
actually
is
reading
done.
the
She
obituary,
received a call.
video tribute, and of course the digital obituary. So, I think I had a sample somewhere with the McCoy and Harrison. Let's go ahead and look at an obituary, and we'll go ahead and even pick a unique name. Linda Remy, O.C. Holmes, or say Lovey Demond, Edmund. So, let's see what happens. Tributes, legacy, legacy, and there's nothing that's going to make a viewer, WIFM, what's in it for me? So when they click on one of these links, and what do they see? A lot of advertisements. What else do you see? Legacy. McCoy and Harrison, a sentence or two. This this isn't connecting with anybody. This is not going to emotionalize anybody, and this isn't marketing. Whenever you provide a client with something as basic as this, you're not paying. You know, the family's paying for the obituary, whether the I forget the printer's name, but you have a printer that you've been doing business with. That printer, me or any designer or your in-house staff, just a basic obituary being able to be shared. The family submitting, 20, 30, 40, 100 pictures, and then they pick a song and then just making it to where it's a video tribute. And if you don't want to do the audio tribute like this, there's other versions where you can just have speech to text read it, like with this person right here.
Victor Matthew Howell, 42, of League City, Texas, passed away suddenly on May 23, 20.
And by doing this, this gets results. When a client sees a demonstration like this, they're like, wow, I could really use that. Um, what funeral home provided that service? And then I have other options. Because of this, they're able to do this, which isn't something that you would normally get from a website. Look at this. I was able to make this man $14,235 because of my technology. So I'm marketing and I'm securing the ability for them to be able to pay for their services. So what is the customer getting whenever they go to your site? All right. So you're just hearing me talk about it, but maybe you want to see some real numbers. So we have Kevin Khalid Singleton. Kevin Khalid Singleton. No one's going to the site but for any reason to be able to see something that benefits them. 368 people visit this site. Now, how long will somebody stay on this page to read this information versus how long will somebody stay on this page on average? 368 times 5 minutes and 3 seconds average time on page. Now I don't have the access to the analytics for your official site, but these are some numbers that I think that you might want to take in consideration. And whenever they have these numbers, look what's right next to it. You have a call to action. You like what you see. Why don't you schedule an appointment? Now we could change this up and this could be pre-need, this could be at need, this could be whatever it is, but some way somehow we need to be able to link this and this. The customer being here and being able to see this logo in their face. Your logo in their face at all times. Your logo in their face at all times. So with the way I was instructed when I designed your site, we don't have that. But what I'm suggesting is that you allow me to go ahead and put that in place. So whenever a client clicks on obituaries, the obituaries when they click on obituaries needs to look like this. It needs to be more than just a lifeless name or just a picture. It needs to be more. Even if it's just templates and simple designed obituaries that your staff is doing in house, The deceased deserve more, and the families deserve more. So when we're looking at the analytics, we're looking at how people work together, how people share. That's what I would like to share with you right now. Sharing. So here are referral sources. Facebook is referring 1,830 people to this site. Instagram 159. That was mobile Facebook. So then you have the regular computer Facebook 152, iFacebook. I don't know what that is, and Ellen Facebook, but all these different versions and all these other referrals. People are sharing on these platforms. You're missing out on these customers because nobody wants to share this. So for this client, who's not even a funeral home, who doesn't have the reputation to be able to sustain themselves without my marketing, such as your business, I'm just trying to bring home the point. What could a business like McCoy and Harrison do with the type of marketing that I'm gaining? With every single service that you have, being able to put out stuff like this at every single service, how do you think these numbers would be affected? This is how many people are visiting the site, typing it in directly, or clicking on it from an email or something like that. This is how many people are clicking on it from social media. This is organic search engine optimization, and this is from some sort of referral. I don't remember what referral was, but referral is usually not significant. Mail.google, Yahoo. So, but primarily, I'm focusing on the areas of my marketing. I think that's pretty much it in a nutshell, what I'm wanting to share with you. There are other things that I wanted to for future discussion. I wanted to talk about what also led to the success of me being able to get this no name, non-funeral home in the search engine, and it's because I set up a network of commission-only paid people to do pre-needs. So I don't know what company you're underwriting for your pre-needs, but there are places. There's a Hispanic funeral home in Houston that is writing a lot of pre-needs for the Hispanic community. And I feel that with McCoy and Harrison's reputation and being able to have pre-need agents working through your name, you could also do the same. So we know that if we secure the pre-need, then we're taking care of business today that's securing our future, not only for the family, but for our corporation, McCoy and Harrison. So uh, with that being said, the ways that I'm able to do that, I know that we can't set you up in a search engine for multiple locations, but we can set you up in a search engine for having multiple consultants. So watch this. Funeral consultant, Missouri City. Janice Hicks is in our face. I feel that we should have it set up to where, since we can't, I think there's rules and regulations set up by the funeral associations where we can't set up ourselves in Google Maps and have multiple locations, and we're not licensed to be at another location. There's no rule against having a McCoy and Harrison funeral consultant, having some sort of off-site or satellite facilities, so you can have hundreds, 150 to 100 different people, statewide, nationwide, citywide, or whatever have you, set up so whenever somebody says funeral consultant Katy, Texas, funeral consultant Houston, Texas, you need to be in that conversation. Let's see what happens. Funeral consultant Houston, Texas. And underneath the maps, once again, Janice Hicks. She doesn't have a physical location. If she had a physical location, I could put her in the map. See, what happens is, in order to get into this map, you have to have a postcard mailed to you from Google to be able to verify that you really are at that address. With all of your consultants, they can have it set up to where they're independent commission only W-9 affiliates of, having it set up to where we have a McCoy and Harrison affiliates, and people could have a really good business. Somebody that's going to, goes and attends a mega church with, 1,000 or more people going to that church, 1,000 or more families, not just people, but families. It might be 5,000 people, but each family has 4 or 5 family members. But you go to a church like that, and you have a McCoy and Harrison appointed person at that location, they're going to go out on their Facebook page and they'll put stuff like this on their Facebook page. and they'll be in the pulse of the community within their small community, their church, their school district, or whatever have you, and you'll have somebody representing McCoy and Harrison. But if you can go ahead and get them to be a licensed pre-need agent with someone at McCoy and Harrison being the head agent, McCoy and Harrison gets a percentage of all the pre-needs written, and of course we're securing all the families to have their whenever the time comes to have their funeral done by McCoy and Harrison. So that's me setting up for the future. You need to have dozens, if not hundreds, of people, especially whenever we start getting to the point to where we're going nationwide or at least statewide with McCoy and Harrison. This is us securing the future for your children and your children's children. This is going to the next level. This is turning you from a family-owned operation to a corporation without having to be bought out by legacy, dignity, and et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's pretty much it for this. I'm just going to go look up a few more terms and see who's coming up. Number one, let's see. What's up in Katy, Texas? Yup, Schmidt. But you see, with my ability, you know that I can get you into this conversation. I want to be everywhere. You're not just Houston. You have people coming from probably as far as Eagle Lake or even further coming to get their funeral services done by McCoy and Harrison, or even people that are not even in the country. They're, deployed in another country for, serving the military or doing something like that. So I just really want to have the conversation, more than one conversation, but at least the basic conversation is we really need to have this obituaries page upgraded. And if you'd like me to also start doing design, I really don't like taking business from someone. So your current designer, they're already sending you and the family photos or pictures of their obituaries. They just simply send us those emails just like this. I didn't design this. You know my work is better than this. But this simple design was able to get this person an EOBIT. And with this EOBIT, remember the search engine optimization of it, has this person number one in the search engine under their name. Look at that. So we don't even have to design the obituaries, but you need to have those obituaries in your page. You need to have an obituary page full of life instead of having an obituary page just insanities, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. How many funeral homes has a Batesville site looking like this? I'm not even saying to drop the site. Keep the site. Look at this. I'm investing in this. This is me believing in your brand. I'm investing in McCoy and Harrison FH.com. I guarantee you, if you give me just 1 week, not even a month, just give me 1 week communicating with your designer, getting the images of the funeral programs, and then sharing with the family for the first week. Give the families the funeral program for free, the digital version of it, and just simply tell them to share it in social media. And when they do, this is what will end up happening. I guarantee it. This is what will end up happening. All right. So that's the end. That concludes this meeting or this video. And after viewing this video, I appreciate a text message, an email, and a time where we can be able to set up to where we can be able to talk about some ideas and putting something set in stone about moving forward. Procrastination rules the nation. You see that I'm not procrastinating. I'm moving forward because I believe in your brand. So on your end, I would like for there to be a commitment and something being done about us being able to move forward to be able to get things done.